Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this kind of second half of the day if you've been at the conference all day so far. It's my honor on behalf of the VTC committee to introduce you to Christophe Denizot, who will talk to us about digital storytelling. Christophe is from France, and he's been teaching overseas for many years in the Czech Republic, Japan, Mongolia, and is currently teaching French at UNIS Hanoi. And we apologize for it saying French on our intro there. It's indeed French. So Christophe's inspired by students every day, and it gives him a real purpose and passion to become a better educator. So using technology in the classroom to engage and motivate students and to learn new language is what gives him a fun challenge. So he's here today to share some of that with you. So welcome, Christophe, welcome everyone, and off we go.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for introducing me. So yes, I am from France. My name is Christophe, and for the last 2 years, I've been really focused on digital storytelling to engage my students. And so it's been a great journey for me for the last 2 years with digital storytelling. So I'm excited to share with you guys what I have been working with. So I'm going to share my screen right away. Okay. I think this is, here it is. So yes, so I have been working for 2 years with digital storytelling, and I'm excited to share with you guys my learning. So before we start the session, I would like to know my audience. So I will be very willing to launch a poll that is called, have you used digital storytelling before? It's a simple question. So I would like to know if I have some experts here or some complete beginner. So it looks like we have a few experts. Okay, this is awesome. So most of the audience are new to digital storytelling. About 20% have some knowledge about it. So maybe you guys can actually support me with that. This is great. Okay. Great. So yes, this is great to know that about 80% are completely new to it. So I'm going to stop sharing now and share widget will launch. Continue and board. Okay. Going to close that. So I would like to actually start my session with some connection with you guys. I have a Padlet that we can share in the chat room, and I would like to have 4 words from you, 4 words that represent yourself, about your identity, your culture, your hobby, your passion. And my Padlet here is, I have my 4 words that represent me as my learning experience. I love the beach. I love to have a new challenge in my life, new learnings. I am a foodie, and I have been overseas for 20 years, so it's my identity. So those 4 words will be very important for you guys later on when we are going to go to breakout room. So those 4 words will serve you to actually create a digital storytelling later on in collaboration. So think about 4 words. I think Adam is sharing the Padlet in the chat room. So you can add on your 4 words that represent you. Think about your hobbies, your passion, who you are as a person. That's great. Okay. Some people love food as well, some wine, travel. We have people from Myanmar. Lots of readers, traveling. relationship. More people love beach as well. People love pho. We're in Vietnam, which is great. Love trying new things. Awesome. So I think this is going to be great for later on in a breakout room because people will have some similarity hobbies, and that will help you to actually collaborate together to create a story in your breakout room later on. People love films, motorbikes, traveling. I recognize some people from my school here, Unisanoi. I give you maybe 1 more minute to work on it so we can move on after to my session. So I can share with you guys after the agenda of the session. Lots of people have ice cream. I see ice cream, food, Korean food, children. We are all educated. This is great. Storyteller. All right, so I'm going to move on to the session. So thank you for sharing your 4 words. This is going to be a good stimulus and then to actually for you guys to create a story later on. So the agenda for today, we are going to focus on why digital storytelling is important or fun for students. And then we're going to look on the how to create digital storytelling. And then today we're going to focus on Google Slides to create one. And then I will show you a student example from my grade 5 students who made one. And I also created one for this session. I haven't shared that one with my students at all, but it's a fun one that I created for you guys to see how we can manipulate and model the digital storytelling. And I will model a slide for you guys to see how I create the digital storytelling. So you guys can actually, after that, practice to make one. And then I will share other resources, other software online for creating digital storytelling as well. And we're going to have some time for reflection. So why is digital storytelling fun for students? Because it's engaging. It's a great way to engage students with technology. It's also an excellent way for students to showcase their learning, for example, for a summative assessment at the end of a unit. So this is I'm a language teacher. So for me, after the end of the unit, this is a great way to see what students can actually do with French. So I made a unit about family recently. So students had to create a story around the family topic. And then so students can actually share their learning. It could be also a great way for students to actually showcase a project, for example, personal project. So if they have a personal project and they want to showcase their learning through a story. So this is a great way for students to demonstrate that. It increases motivation during online learning. Last year, I was teaching French in a middle school, and I was trying to find different ways to engage my students continuously and provide them to new tools for them to actually learn French. And I had a hard time for them to be engaged a lot. So I find digital storytelling really helps the students to actually to continue the passion of learning French through a computer. And I find really good success for that with them. And it was a great way for them to do some collaboration. I had students working on digital storytelling in a group of 3. So they were able to work together, and Google Slide is a great way for that because they can actually comment, share the slides, and work together with their story. It's a great way to actually have students to produce the language, because Google Slide, you can add voice, you can add videos, and with voice, adding voice from the students, it's a great way to see they can actually produce the language. During online learning, it's very challenging to see if actually the students were able to produce the language in writing. I know I have some students using Google Translate a lot, so it was hard for me to actually assess them. With digital storytelling, it was a great way for me to see if they actually were able to speak French with their voice. It's a great way to actually connect the students with their own story with digital storytelling, and help them to actually develop their presentational skills in a unique way. It's also a great way to approach a bigger audience for the students to share their learning. So they can actually share them on CISO, or for older kids to maybe use them on social media and share the story. So this is why I really enjoy using digital storytelling with my students. How are we going to do that? I use Google Slides. So today we're going to focus on that mainly. I will share at the end of the session 2 other platforms that we can actually use to create one. Google Slides is amazing because there are so many elements we can actually add to create a story. Today, I will focus mostly on the technical part of creating a digital storytelling. There is also the Center of Digital Storytelling in California that actually developed the 7 elements of the digital storytelling that are focused on point of view, question, emotional, voice, soundtrack, economy, and pacing. So point of view is getting the point, what is the point of the story? The question is, it's a great way to actually to see what is going to happen in the story. Is the character going to be murdered at the end? Is a character going to go somewhere else? So it questions the audience, adding some emotional content, adding some voice, adding some soundtrack, music. Usually soundtrack is great to add soundtrack without voice, just the plain music without the vocal. It's very important to focus on pacing by adding some effect to the story, and Google Slide is amazing for that because you can actually add some effect to it with some part of the text. I will show you that later on how to do that, and also focusing on pacing, not on economy, sorry, not adding too much picture and too much graphic to not overwhelm the audience. So this is the main elements of digital storytelling from the center in California. There is also a workshop you can do with them that is about 6 weeks workshops if you want to develop more about the content. But I'm not going to talk about too much today about that. It's more about the technical part of the Google Slide. So what elements Google Slide is all about, because you can add voice, you can add some soundtrack, you can add some videos, you can do some pacing and adding some special effect. You can add some interactivity, add some interlink to your Google Slides and to your digital storytelling. And you can add some characters, some pictures, some background. And the main important element is all stories start with an idea and a topic. So this is why I ask you to create those 4 words in a Padlet so you can actually collaborate with your your friends in your breakout room to create one and find an idea and topic with a commonality. So the fact about Google Slides is great about it because it's free. It's a great way for students to collaborate. It's easy to share. You can add many audio, video, text, so it's very multimodal. And I taught MYP last year, and I know like in MYP French, the new guide is all focused on multimodal text. So Google Slide is amazing for that. And you can add some hyperlink to your slides, to your story, and it's very interactive. So how does it look like? I created a story myself. So I'm going to play the story, and it's I added some voice, some background, some picture, some bubble, some effect, and some sounds. So I hope you enjoy it. And then after that, I will show you how to make a slides with more technical aspect to it. So I'm going to play the story now. The sound is now working. Oh. I don't know if you can hear my.
Ducky goes to Mallorca.
There we go.
We can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good now.
Ducky was swimming for days in the Mediterranean Sea. He was tired and he's hoping to have some rest in an island soon. I am so tired. One day, Ducky finally saw a beautiful beach and came across an island off the coast of Spain. What a big island, he exclaimed. Should I explore it or not? Is it safe?
So, and then this is where I add my hyperlinks. So do I want to have my audience to go north or to go east? So I'm going to say I'm going to go north.
Ducky made his way into the mountain and came across a small village named Valdemosa. He ate lots of ham and drank a little too much wine when he saw all of the vineyards. Let's go somewhere else. This is too much here.
So do we want Ducky to go south or to go east? I'm going to tell him, I'm going to go east.
Ducky ended up in the bay of the east coast of Mallorca, but somebody was already there, a shark who loves eating duck. Oh no, I need to escape. Perfect, a visitor, I am very hungry.
So do we want the story to go north, to go south, or to swim away? Maybe I'm just going to go south. Okay, let's try.
Ducky ended up in the capital city called Palma. He ended up eating too much tapas and gained a few kilos. I don't think the Spanish food are made for me.
So go east, go north. I've been there. I think I'm going to swim away. I'm tired. Okay.
Ducky decided to leave. The island is too risky for him. I think it's time to follow the next boat and explore a new island.
Yeah. So this is a story that it's a bit silly story. It's a short one. I just wanted to actually show you how the elements are incorporated in Google Slide. Of course, you can make some more simple one for your students. You can make more. There's more for high school students, and they will be obviously more developed and with a better topic. But the idea is it's about adding the voice, the text, the bubble, the effect, and then the sound. So what I love about this story, it's like you can actually have the audience to go jump wherever you want to go. So it's very interactive. So I will show you how to actually insert those links. So if I wanted the audience to go north or go east, you will jump in a different slide. And I have an example here of my students actually created a digital storytelling in grade 5. And what I loved about her story, so she created a similar story where she was able to describe the personage and adding some voice. But what I love about her story, at the end, she actually added a quiz. So using those hyperlink to the story, so to actually assess the audience about the learning through the story. So she was asking about how many characters was in a story. So if the students were answering correctly, they will end up in that slide. And then if they were wrong, they will have to go back to the story to listen to the story and to relearn about it. And then at the end of the quiz, if they finished, you can add a slide to congratulate your audience. So I thought that was very clever, and it's a great way to assess the audience when you actually present using those hyperlink. So what I'm going to do now is actually create a slide in my Ducky story to see how we create backgrounds, effect. So go to the technical part of it. So I'm going to show you one. So I'm going to model that. So then after that, you will be able to create a short story in your breakout room with your partners. So in my story, I think I want to add a slide where I will go west of Mallorca. So what I'm going to do, how to add a background. So in that slide, I click on change background. I choose an image and I'm going to type Google image search. I'm going to type Mallorca West. And here I have water park, or I'm just going to want Mallorca West beach, maybe, or coast. So I'm going to choose this picture. I think this is perfect for my background. It represents the West Coast. I'm going to delete those boxes because I don't need them. Now I have a beautiful background for my story. And I'm going to actually now add a character. So I'm going to insert an image. I'm going to search on, you can actually upload an image from your computer if you have one. And you can also search in the web. So I'm going to search for a ducky. And then what is important here is to actually, when you search for an image, I don't want to have a background in the image. So I have to actually put PNG here when I search for an image. So otherwise I would have a background. So actually I can try to show you. If I don't put PNG, I'm going to put that one. And then you can see that, oh, actually I don't have a background on that one. But let's try again. Search for where the key. I'm going to put that one. And you can see that I have a background. So I don't want that. I want a simple image with just ducky PNG. And I'm going to choose, actually, I like that one. This is cute. Up. And then here it is. Here's ducky. Okay. Ducky is in west of Mallorca, in a beautiful coast, and I want to add a text. So I answer my text box here to actually have my narrative, and I'm going to write ducky goes lives in West Coast. And then I want him to actually speak. So I'm going to insert a speech bubble. I hope I'm not doing it too fast, guys, but I will jump in some breakout room to help you if you have any question. So I'm going to add a speech bubble. I like that speech bubble, and I'm going to add it on here. And here is my speech bubble. My speech bubble, I want him to actually go into his little mouth here, because he speaks both I can see that actually my image is here. So actually I can go to format image, and I'm going to rotation my my image. So I'm going to make a flip. Perfect. I flipped my image on the other way, so actually my speech bubble can go towards his mouth. Okay, now I have the speech bubble. I'm going to put the little yellow dot directly to him, and I'm going to say, yes, I love the view. Okay, I love the view, he says. And then I'm going to change the background. I want him to be I want to see my background, so it's going to be transparent. And then the speech bubble, I want it to be white so I can see it. So I'm going to put white, and then I want to make sure I see the speech bubble. So here, okay. I can see the text here, so I'm going to change the text in white color. And I'll make it bold. Okay, and I'm going to make it bigger. Awesome. I love the view. So now I want to add some effect to my bubble when I present my story. So I think many people know that if you use Google Slide here. So I'm going to animate it, and I'm going to click on my bubble, and I'm going to add some animation. And I want my speech bubble to fly in from left, and I want to make sure it goes when I present. I don't want to touch anything when I click. I don't want to click. And then I want him to be actually, my speech bubble to go slower. Okay, there we go. So my effect will be there. And then now I'm going to add some voice. So voice, you can actually adding some voice. You can use your phone to add some voice, or you can actually use the online, sorry guys, the online voice recorder. So it's called online voice recorder, and it's free, and it's quite easy to use. So I'm gonna record my voice for my, so, okay. I made it to the West Coast. This is awesome. So I'm gonna pause it, stop it, save it. So it's going to download in my computer. What is very important now, when you download it on your computer, you need to make sure you upload it in your drive. You need to add your voice to your drive. Otherwise, you won't be able to find it from your Google Slide. So let's pretend I uploaded my voice recorded on my drive, and then I go after that to insert an audio, and you should be able to find your audio in your drive, or you can click on recent if it has been downloaded recently. So let's say that was that one, and yeah. Okay, anyway, so you can insert your voice here. I'm going to say, I'm going to put that one. Voice recorder, this one. And then here's my audio in my slide. Now, when I have my audio in my slide, you can see on the right side, the format option. You need to make sure you don't do on click, because you want to make sure the story goes on, and then your audience can actually enjoy the story. So it will play automatically. And you want to hide the icon when you present your story. So I can actually show you now. I did that. So if I present my slide, we see that if I present, we won't see.
The key ended up in the bay of the east coast of Mallorca, but somebody was already there, a shark who loves eating duck.
So you can see that we don't see the audio when I present because I hide it on my format option, and it play automatically. So I added some background, I have added some character, I added some bubble, I added some effect, And maybe I want to add some sounds to my slides. So there's also a great place for to find free sounds called Sounds Bible, and you can find any, for example, ocean sounds. You can tape it here. Some ocean, yeah, here we go. So you can actually download a sound here, the crispy, any kind of it you can find here, Comet, okay. And then you download your sounds, and then actually after that, you go to your slide and you do the same process that I did for my voice. So adding your voice recorder. But when you do add your sounds, you want to make sure you go to the format option, and then you can make some adjustment to it. And you can maybe look on the volume so it doesn't actually go over your voice, but you have just the sounds on the background. And yes, I think this is quite a lot right now in terms of technique. So I'm going to ask you now to create a small story in your breakout room. And then, oh no, I need to show you the hyperlink. Sorry about that. So here is my slide here that I made, and I want to hyperlink this slide to my story. So here is on my slide when it goes to south. Then I put button here, says go east. I put a text box here, go north, and I put text box, it says swim away. And in those buttons, you can actually insert a link. You see that insert link button here, so you can actually insert a link. So if I'm going to do that here, I'm going to insert a text box. I'm going to put, let's say go north here. I want it to maybe go north. I'm going to change the color, white, bigger. Okay, so this is my button after. And then I want to insert a button, a link to the button. So I click on insert a link, and I have to link a slide from that presentation. So when I click on that, I will go north, and north is the slide 14. So I have to click slide 14, apply. So when I play the story, and text, go, and you have to put go north. Okay, applied. And then I'm going to delete that. Okay. And then I'm going to change back to white, and then bold. Yeah, there we go. So when I will present the story and I click on that button, and I will go back to the slide 14. So actually I can add another button here. I can actually grab that button here called Go East, copy, and I'm going to put that on my slide, and I put Go East here, that button, and then it automatically insert the link that I actually created in the other slide. So Go East takes you to slide 15. The swim away button, it takes you to the end of the story, which is slide 18. So you link your button to a slide, so then you can have some interactivity and hyperlink to your story when you create your digital storytelling. As you can see also, I have added some Jiffy here to make it fun and for the audience. So you have a website called Jiffy where you can actually insert one. So what I'm going to ask you now to do is to create a small digital storytelling in your team so you can practice those like technical parts on Google Slide. Probably many of you already knew some of them. Maybe some of you didn't know at all. So the idea is that you practice. There's a great quote that I like to use from Paulo Coelho. It says, beware of tech risk, nothing can substitute experience. I think technology is all about being risk taker and being brave. I have never been a really techie person when I was younger, or even like 5 years ago, and I actually jump in more and explore more technology in my teaching, and I think it really improve my experience with my lessons and for my students as well. So I think technology is about being brave and take risk. So let's practice and go to a breakout room. And then in your breakout room, you're going to create a small Google Slides digital story. Think about your forward story that you put on Padlet. In your team, maybe you will have some commonality and like a similarity thing that you all love together. So if it's, for example, the beach, you could create a story around the beach. Each person should create a slide. Think about adding some background, think about adding some characters, some speech bubble, some voice, some hyperlink, and some special effect, and some soundtrack. So I can share in the chat room the link to sound. I think, yeah, maybe I'll share that. Okay, so I think some people are already creating a story. Are we all making our own story or collaborating story? Yes. So I think we can all start to go to the breakout room for like maybe 10 minutes, so you guys can practice to make that with your team and manipulate Google Slides story. So if you have any question before Adam sent you to a breakout room, maybe you can send a question on a chat or ask the question now. I think how many people per room? I think about 4 to 5 people. So how many people do we have in the session now? I think we are about, not sure, 30. Okay, so let's.
I can do that. I'll just split it. It'll auto split by 5.
Okay. Okay, good. So I think 5 people. Okay, perfect. 4 to 5, yeah. And then yeah, create this story, and then manipulate Google Slide. And after we will come back in 10 minutes, and then maybe you can have some question about your experience and comments about your experience about creating a story. Or maybe someone can actually share one if they were successful about making one quickly in 10 minutes. But the idea is not like to create a story that is going to be developed. It's just for you to practice the skills. Okay, so let's do that.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right, everybody's going to make their way back over the next minute here.
Mm-hmm. I will share my screen. All right, guys. So it looks like everybody is back in slowly. So do you have any question when you created your story in your breakout? Is there something you were confused about in terms of technique? Was it like adding voices, background? Where did you struggle?
We weren't able to do anything because of our screen. We couldn't share, and because
Okay.
you had control of it.
Oh, okay.
So, but we had a lovely chat, so
Good.
it didn't matter.
But do you have any question about any technique part about Google Slide or other around it?
Chris, I forgot about how to change the background of the speech bubble. I don't know how to change the speech bubble.
Okay, I will show you now. So when let's say I am on that slide and I'm going to change the background of, I don't think the Spanish food I made for me, a little bubble here. And I am going to, okay, I'm going to move that away. Okay. I'm going to, okay. So to change the background, you select the bubble and then you go to that fill color. And
okay.
then you
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, right here.
All right.
And then if
how do you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So when you finish the slide, do you click on the present and it will run as a movie?
Yes. So
is that how it works?
Yes. When you finish your story, when you finish editing, adding all of your element part of it, the voice effect, when you present, this is where you can actually test your story to see if the voices is coming up, if your effect is happening, when your interaction and your slide are linked correctly, yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share the entire presentation to you guys on the WOVA, so then you can have access to my slide, and then you can manipulate and have the link of the story, and then you can actually see how I made it in more and independently, so you can work.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that will be useful.
Yeah, no problem. Any other question? So I can move on towards the end. Okay, cool. So let's continue with that. And then other tool that I actually like to use to make digital storytelling, it's called mystorybook and Make a Meme. I think we all know Make a Meme. Memes are really fun to engage students to actually create a small story based on a picture. mystorybook is a software that is free as well. And it's a place where students can actually create a storybook. So I'm going to show you how it works quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it's just to show you on another platform. So it's called mystorybook.com. And then when you go in, and so you have to sign up first. And then when you signed up, I'm already signed in. So you're going to create a new story. I'm going to create a new story. And this is my first storybook. So this is a more simple way than using Google Slide. This is not the interactive. You cannot use voices. It's only text and pictures and background. So I use that with my students before, and they really enjoyed it. It's a great way for using that in primary class, so then the students doesn't get distracted too much by too many elements. So for example, grade 3, grade 4, grade 2 can actually use that and not be overwhelmed by the element part of the digital storytelling. So here is actually, I'm going to add some item, I'm going to add a character, I'm going to put that one. Or if you you can add your own image that you have on your computer. So I'm going to say I like that one, and then I'm going to put a scene background to it, and then a landscape, and then you have those selected landscape from the platform here. You can add some text. Once upon a time, a boy was in a city, blah, 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 add to the story, and it's going to show up here. So then you can add some pages and so on. You can actually draw as well if you want to add some images, if you are a creative person and very artistic, so you can actually draw as well. And what else can you do here? So you add your text as well. So it's a very simple way to make a story here. I can show you an example that I made. So I'm going to go back to the menu. I'm going to go to my library. And then what I liked about Storybook, my storybooks, actually you can publish your book. So then your book is published, you have a link, and then students can actually share this link on CISO platform, or send it to an email to the teacher or to the parents, so they are proud of the book they actually made. So I have one here that I made for an example for my students. Léo est un animal olympique. It was for my grade 3 students. And then they actually created a story towards an animal. And then it was in French, so the text was written in French towards a unit from the vocabulary that actually students focus on, with colors, and then my name is, and then it was a simple text. So students had to create a similarity, a digital storytelling towards the topic of an animal and a character. And then they had to introduce the character, what the animal likes to do, and why the animal is connected to your culture from the country where you're from. So I put the rooster because the rooster is a symbol of France. And then écrit par Monsieur Christophe. So then actually after that, you can share the story. And then this is where you can actually share on your story with social media, or copy the link and put it on CISO or anywhere else. So this is a different platform to use. And so this is great because it's free as well. It's friendly. It's good for younger kids. You can create a library. The students can actually create a library in the platform when they sign it, and then they can share their books to other people. There's also an app as well on iPad, and you can print your story, you can publish it, you can share it, and it's very engaging and friendly. So I'm not going to go in detail about the technique part of it. You can play with it with the link. And then Make a Meme is also a fun way to engage students to create a small story with one picture. And so it's free, it's fun, it's friendly, it's trendy, and it's very fast to make one. I like to use Make a Meme for like a very small activity for to provocate a unit. And then this is why there's a video you can watch when I share my slide about what is a meme. I think a meme is a great way to create a story that is funny. A meme is famous for making funny story. So you can upload a picture on makeameme.org and then create it as small text. So I think it's great for to find out what people, what students know about a topic towards a picture, and to, for example, make a picture towards an SDG around pollution, for example, and see how can they get creative and making 1 or 2 sentences around that picture. So here's an example of, that I made it's a picture of me in Mongolia, and I put on the top of the picture, I want to enter the game, but I know I will risk drinking horse, Mongolian vodka. And so it's kind of funny. So this is a great way to share a small story. To move on, I would like to know if you are going to think you will use Google Slides in your classroom in the future. So there's a poll everywhere that I would like you to access. It's the link is here. So the link, yeah, actually, it's called, maybe Adam can share that in it. I can put it in a chat. So I would like to know if you're going to use Google Slide in your classroom, in your setting. So I get some data and to know if this is useful for the future. So are you going to use a Google Slide in your classroom? Yes, definitely. No, maybe, but yes, but I might still not sure how to do it. So if you could actually go to that poll everywhere, I put the link on the chat. So if you can answer that survey.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the poll needs to be started or something. I can't see it. I think it's Christophe 907 might be the. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what the username is.
If you go down to recent presentations, his name pops up.
Okay, so to.
Mine says it's waiting for Christopher 907
okay.
presentation to begin.
Okay. Waiting for it to begin. Okay, customize. How do I waiting for penalties in setting? What did I do? Oh, there we go. Okay, anyway, this is not working. So maybe we can do a poll and in the Zoom. I think it will be easier. Are you going to, okay, yeah. All right, I guess it looks like most of the people.
You're not giving us the option of maybe in this one.
Yeah, that one is.
I set it up real quick. So
yes or no?
Just say yes for that one.
Any non-answers will count as maybe.
I'm glad some people will try and be a risk taker with Google Slides. So this is awesome. I'm going to share my slides to the Wova presentation platform. So you have access to all of my resources here. And there's also a survey on my slides that if you have time, I would love if you could actually take the time to take a few minutes to answer my survey. It's just to get some data about my presentational skills. And then if you have value the workshops, and then what things do you think you will you suggest to actually improve in this workshop, or any comments you have towards the format of the workshop or the content. So when you have the link of my presentation on Wova, if you have time to actually spend a few minutes on my survey, that would be very great. I would be very grateful about that. So thank you so much about it. You can actually contact me by email or on my Twitter here if you have any specific question. So here's my email as well. You will have it in my presentation. And then on Twitter as well, you will have my link on Twitter if you want to contact me for or sharing you digital storytelling that you made. I would be very happy to listen to one if you make one with your students, and yeah, and show it to my students as well. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have enjoyed my workshop.
Well, thanks, Christophe, from all of us.
Yes.
I think this is going to be my activity after this conference, as my daughter is waiting for me outside the door to come out. And making a story together would be really fun. So maybe I'll share that, and you'll get to hear my ducky voice as well. I was waiting for you to do some voiceovers as you were showing us your how to do it. So thanks for being open and sharing so much. We appreciate it.